Hello and welcome back to I Like It, You Don't, I Do. I'm one of your 12 hosts, the Exalted Cyclops.
I'm not wearing any pants.
And I'm your mama's sugar daddy. Okay, wait a second.
What?
I think we might have fucked this up. Let me just use the time
Hit the
stone.
time stone. Hit the... And welcome back to You Like It, We Don't. I'm one of your three hosts, Majin.
I'm Urbia.
And I'm Maeve. Guys, you feel like we've done this before?
No.
Never.
Ever, not once.
I'm getting that weird deja vu feeling, as if deja vu has happened.
Yeah.
What's French for deja vu?
Deja vu.
No, it's something else.
Alright, so everybody, welcome to our review of Avengers Infinity War. We'd like to point out the first segment of this review is going to be spoiler free, and after that, we're going to go into very heavy spoilers. We will let you know when we're moving on to spoilers.
Somewhere.
And we will also put the timestamp in the description as well. So,
yeah.
Okay, so, guys, what did you think of this movie?
Well, it looked pretty.
Yes, it was a very good-looking movie.
Yes, the movie looked
amazing.
Great.
It's very, very pretty. Well, mostly pretty. I feel the CG was a little hit and miss in this one. There were some very epic moments, and then some very, what's this? Microsoft DOS?
Thanos looked a bit odd to me. Honestly, he did look a bit odd.
He looked better than he did in the post-credit scenes from before. Remember?
Yes,
he used
that
to
is
look
true.
pretty bad.
That is true. They have been building up for quite a long time to this, so
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, though, I think this movie ends up being in this sort of weird situation. It's better than the second Avengers movie, but not better than the first.
No, but okay, it's not difficult to beat the second Avengers movie. I mean, come on, Ultron was not done well in that movie at all.
Yeah,
but then again, I felt like this movie was similar to the first Avengers movie in a lot of ways. Like, I felt they tried to emulate it.
Look, they did. They did a lot of different... They tried to capture lightning in a bottle twice. And I don't think it worked too well, in my opinion.
This Avengers movie, for me...
For the most part, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, at least, this Avengers movie had a lot more boring moments. Now that I think about it. There were moments where you were sitting there and going, for fuck's sake, can we wrap this up?
The second act of the movie.
Yeah, the second act of the movie took forever to fucking...
Which, in the first Avengers, the first act was very boring, but the second and third act was really good.
Yes, yeah.
While in the second Avengers, it was like...
But okay,
it was kind of boring throughout.
For me, movie suffers from pacing issues quite a lot because there's too many fucking jump cuts. Jesus Christ, I swear. The guy who was editing this movie was like, here's a jump cut, and here's a jump cut, and here's a jump cut.
Phil, put down the cocaine, man. Why? What's wrong? Why?
Just like jump cuts, man.
I love my jump cuts, man. By the way, the product placement for sweets in this movie was very bad.
Guys, what did you like? Okay, I don't know, story-wise, I feel like this story is all over the place. It feels like they've been building up to this for quite a while, but they didn't really succeed too well at it. It kind of feels like they had a monumental task to do, but they kind of... They didn't really succeed too well in it.
True.
I was entertained in the final act of the movie.
The same can be said about
the beginning was also pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The first scene was pretty good because it, if you see in Thor Ragnarok, the end credit scene. That's
it builds off. It does build off quite well from Thor Ragnarok, which. In my opinion, is still the best Marvel movie released this year.
Yeah, when I first got in there, I was really excited. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." They're getting straight into it. It's no bullshit.
No, look, they really did that well. That transition is very well, but it kind of then just there's a lot of exposition. It's a very exposition-heavy movie. If you're expecting a lot of, like, action, it does have it in the third act, but I don't know, guys, did you feel like the action was a little bit off in certain parts of the movie? I felt like...
I wouldn't say that the action was off. It's just that everybody seems to be just going off on their own tangents. In this...
A little bit.
Yeah, everybody...
I felt Spider-Man's combat was off.
Yeah,
because if you saw the movie, he had so many variations of webs he could activate. And he only used one web throughout the movie.
Yeah, the Spider-Man's combat was off. I feel during the final confrontation with Thanos, that was also off. There's a lot of... there's a lot of strange things. Also, like, I don't know, a lot of...
What was up with the Hulk as well? I don't want to mention too much, but, like, you know, like...
The whole thing going on there was awkward and not really... It doesn't get explained at all.
Yes.
Why is the Hulk now suddenly the way he is?
Well... Yeah. We'll mention more later.
Yeah, the entire movie just feels kind of like you know what I think the best way to I think give a description of this movie is it kind of feels as if a different person directed different parts of the movie and then they sent it to the editors and they were like, here, make a movie from what we've done. That's what it kind of feels like.
Here's a big bag of cocaine.
Yes. It just feels it feels a little bit all over the place, and I would say that this movie,
the shaky cam in this movie.
This movie is a great case study for people suffering from ADD.
Yeah.
Like, it really
is. Wasn't too bad. There, like, in terms, DC has done way worse.
No, DC has done way worse, but
this
the
is
sheer
Marvel.
amount.
Marvel is supposed to be the better one of the two in terms of their cinematic universes. Yes. We know DC movies suck when you compare them, so we sort of write them off. We expect more.
Though their animated movies are really
their
good.
animated
DC
movies
has
their animated movies very rarely have a stinker.
Like, yes, but their live action do.
Yeah, their live. Oh my god, their live action is mostly stinker.
It's the opposite with Marvel. Like, Marvel animated movies
are pretty bad.
Can you really think of a good one off the top of your head?
No, I cannot. I honestly cannot. So, I mean, look, I don't know. I think overall, though, okay, but I think overall the movie was an enjoyable time, but at the same time, I think it's a pretty weak movie coming off from Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was a breath of fresh air, in my opinion.
And here's you know why? Because Hulk went all out. If Hulk went all out in this movie, I felt like the movie would have been better.
Like, I mean, look, it's not just that. It's just like I don't know. Thor Ragnarok felt like so different from the normal, Marvel movies, and
it was influenced by the Kevin Smith review because Kevin Smith noted that Thor needed to get rid of the hair and Mjolnir for the movies to be like relevant or whatever, and that's what they did. They listened to his review.
Okay, well,
but I don't think they really listened to Kevin Smith this time.
No,
Kevin Smith directed Avengers. Like, oh my god, that'd be so good.
Yeah. But I mean, look, overall though, I think. It was a good movie, pretty average, nothing too...
I actually found it kind of disappointing. And in terms of the setup it left us for the next movie, everyone that has seen the movie, we'll get into the spoiler section now, but everyone that has now seen the movie knows what's going to happen in the next movie. There is no surprise waiting for us.
Before we start on the spoiler section...
let's just
give our out of 10 marks, guys. Urbia, what did you want to say?
Well, I was going to say not out of 10, but like, is it worth going to the theaters to watch it?
Okay, worth going to the theaters to watch it. I would argue yes, because it's a good-looking movie and it's nice seeing it. But please don't sit in the first row like we had to.
You sat in the first row.
The tickets were
We
sold
didn't have
out.
a choice. God, the nerds were out in force.
Yeah, it was completely sold out. Like
there was nobody in the first row in my theater.
Yeah, like honestly, I had a headache after watching the movie.
But
I had this
dickhole of a guy next to me constantly repeating jokes to his girlfriend next to him like a fuck off.
Watch the movie!
Watch the goddamn movie!
But, okay.
You don't have to explain your girlfriend the joke!
From your end, would you recommend going to see it in the movies?
Yes, especially 3D, because there are moments of the movie that, like, were pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't say it blew my mind, because, like, I've seen cooler stuff, but, like, it's worth seeing in the movies.
Okay,
I would say, look, I don't regret going to watch it, and I would say everybody should go and watch it, but try to pick the cheaper option. I'd say 3D is not necessarily that needed.
Go see it 2D.
Go get it, watch it in 2D, in the cheaper cinema. It's not worth, full 3D, massive seat price.
And if you guys can
go on a weekday.
Yeah, and if you guys can only get a ticket in the front row, book your eye doctor in advance straight after the movie.
Or hold the bucket with you. For my fellow motion sickness sufferers, just hold the bucket with you just in case.
Yeah, because jeez,
wow.
There's a reason those seats are always empty. But all right. So guys, out of 10, what would you give it? Personally, I would give it maybe 7 or 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. I'd give it a 6.5.
Nah, because of how they're trying to make me feel bad for people and the overall weakness of the story, I'd have to give it a 5 out of 10. Okay. So, pretty round.
Yeah. Pretty, okay.
Okay, 5.38217 out of 10. We'll get rid of the round number.
Okay, but awesome. This now brings us to our spoiler section of the review. For anybody who does not want spoilers,
we'll give you 5 seconds to pause.
Yeah. Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
this is the
spoiler
first time
guys. Seriously,
this is the first time I saw Avengers movie in the theaters.
Oh, really? You didn't see Avengers 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just waited for the DVD release.
Don't you feel disappointed?
But all right, starting with one of our. Okay, so the movie basically starts out with. Like we already mentioned, it wasn't really much of a spoiler.
The end of Thor
Ragnarok. The end
Ragnarok.
of Thor Ragnarok. They're on the ship, and everybody on the ship has been killed.
Yeah.
Boo fucking who.
Yeah,
we all know what
and
happens.
he takes the Infinity Stone from Loki.
Yeah, and he takes the Infinity Stone from Loki, and Loki...
fucking, what's his name dies? Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba dies.
Yeah. And there was a theory that he had the Soul Stone, because, like, if you notice, every time someone has a Soul Stone, the color of their eyes change to correspond to the Soul Stone. And he had orange eyes, like the Soul Stone. So, like,
okay, I mean,
there was a theory, but that theory died, like, in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that theory died in the movie pretty hard. So basically Loki gives him the stone to save Thor's life, which is again a recurring theme in this movie, that people give the stones to save someone's life,
and then they all die,
because he just kills them in any case. So
yeah.
It's just odd because he just destroyed and killed everybody on the ship. Why would he let your brother go? I mean, like, okay, Loki...
Why didn't he use the stone? That's another running theme. Nobody wants to fucking use a stone against Thor. Everybody has one of the stones, with the exception of the Soul Stone, and nobody fucking uses it. Okay, but Loki doesn't use the Tesseract against him.
Thor, dude.
I have a question. When they revived
Thanos.
everybody, like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, all of them, do you think Loki's going to get revived with them as well?
Everyone's going to get revived.
Look, basically...
Nobody's going to stay dead.
What essentially happens after that is that every single character goes onto their own missions. They get split up into different groups. Thor gets found by the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Guardians of the Galaxy...
What about Idris Elba? He might stay dead, because, you know, they kill off black people.
Yeah, but he never had his own movie.
Yeah, he never had his own movie, so...
He said he wanted a bigger role in the thing.
Well, they solved that problem, didn't they?
Yeah. Kill him off. They solved it pretty badly. I mean, okay, and... I don't know, guys. Okay, after that... They just go on their own thing. Guardians of the Galaxy find Thor, and then...
Yeah, they send him to Earth.
Giving the most awkward talks.
No.
How the big guy...
They send...
Idris Elba sends...
Alba sends Bruce Banner, you know, the Hulk, back to Earth. In his dying breath, he sends him to Earth.
And then
Earth
we
about
never
Thanos.
see Hulk
to
again.
Doctor Strange's location.
Yes. And then we never see Hulk again.
Yes. Well, yeah. Basically, that's another running theme that is pretty odd.
Why is Hulk...
Yeah, why Hulk was a pussy.
Yeah. Hulk gets beaten down by...
Is he scared
Thanos.
of Thanos?
He gets beaten by Thanos in the first, 5 to 10 minutes of the movie.
And then we
beaten down, destroyed by Thanos. And then after that, he refuses to come out of Bruce for the rest of the movie. And then there's this running joke, which isn't really that funny.
Where he argues with
Hulk. where Bruce Banner argues with the Hulk and he says, "Come out," and then Hulk says, "No," and then...
It's like, what do you mean, no?
No!
And to which my reply is, yes. What do you mean, no?
Yes.
Fuck off.
So,
what kind of pussy Hulk are we dealing with?
That was a weird running joke, and it kind of culminates... By the way, if you expect to see Hulk after that beginning scene, he doesn't show up for the rest of the movie.
Now, you see...
He doesn't... They imply Hulk is going to be in the Hulkbuster, but, that doesn't happen.
Yes.
Either.
Yes, Hulk...
I was wondering if that was going to happen, because what are the logistics of, him increasing size and a suit?
Yeah, because Bruce Banner, at the end, takes control of the Hulkbuster suit. By the way, guys, where the fuck did it come from?
By the way, guys,
that
suit got...
And why not have all the iron suits
more than
come
that suit
at the
got
same
destroyed
time?
fairly easily.
Sorry?
That suit got destroyed fairly easily.
Yeah, the suit got destroyed
for a suit that's supposed to be able to take on the Hulk. The Thanos minions, those dog things, were able to put quite a few dents in that thing.
Yeah, but again, that's a recurring problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that the power scales are completely wrong. Nothing is making any sense. How the Hulkbuster suit, when it was first introduced, actually put up a fight against Hulk.
This time, even the minions can take out the suit. Okay, it was one of the more demi-bosses that finally destroyed the suit fully, but still.
Again, it's not
Thanos or one of the prime bosses or something. It's just one of the fucks he sends around. So...
Yes. So I'm not too sure what they were doing there.
Look, I do like the joke Tony Stark made where Hulk didn't want to come out of Bruce Banner. He's like, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
Yeah, that was so funny.
That was pretty funny.
I also found it funny when Spider-Man asks him what's going on, and then Tony explains, we're trying to protect the wizard. The wizard's stone from getting stolen by, and I was just like, that just sounded ridiculous, and I was just like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like when you actually say it,
and I like how Spider-Man doesn't question it at all.
Yes,
okay, got it.
Okay.
We're trying to save the wizard from being captured by aliens. Got it.
It's like, okay,
you're taking this.
Yeah,
very
they never
calmly.
go all out in the movie. I feel like that's a problem with all these superhero movies. Like they rarely go 100% in.
Yeah, there is another issue that I'd like to point out as well, that in Avengers, during the fight scenes, there was this feeling of, camaraderie between all of the people, when they were fighting against the alien threat at the end, because you saw them actually working together. Like, one of the coolest scenes was when Hulk and Thor worked together to take down that flying thing, remember?
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's none
and
of
then
that
just to
really
get Thor
in this
back,
movie.
he punches him after.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, that's for hitting me early.
Yeah. Like,
but in this one, they felt detached.
They felt detached, because like, you get characters which don't really know a lot about each other, because they haven't really been... Because again, they've split up these characters, and then they jump cut between them, and some of them do get good, banter between each other, but a lot of the time, it falls flat, because like, you will have like the characters meeting up for the first time, and then like somehow there's camaraderie between them, even though they don't know pretty much anything about each other. The Avengers built up because from the beginning of the movie to the end, they were building this,
But okay, I could understand why Stark and Doctor Strange didn't get along, because I think that's pretty much the first time they've met.
You know what is pretty disappointing, though? I wish they made a Sherlock joke when the two of them met.
No. But alright, what happened after, Bruce Banner got there? He called Steve Rogers then, right?
So basically, Iron Man, they capture Doctor Strange, they put him on his ship, they start going away. Iron Man and Spider-Man manage to get onto the ship.
Go to fight the alien Sith Lord, because let's face it, that's
he has force powers.
He has force powers, that's his power, that's all
I would argue that should have been Snoke.
Yeah. Snoke before the plastic surgery.
Yeah, so basically...
No, but that was hilarious when they said Squidward. Like, what they called him that?
Okay, Irby, sorry, just say that again.
When they called him Squidward.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But the thing is, like, so yeah, Marvel does a better Snoke than Star Wars.
Yeah.
Weird. So yeah, basically they go off planet, and then you have the team of Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man on the ship headed towards Thanos' planet. Okay,
yeah,
where they
attacking
meet up
New York.
with half of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, yeah, we actually forgot to say. So with Guardians of the Galaxy, what happened was that they find Thor in space.
Have the weirdest gay talk ever, where everyone, including the guys, are like, "Wow, he's so handsome."
Well, no, it was just Batista. What's his name
Batista.
again? Like the actor.
Batista.
No, but no, the character's name.
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck, I forgot. But okay,
he was funny.
He was funny.
He was funny. That whole speech where they're having a heart-to-heart about she doesn't want to be captured, and he has to shoot her, and then he's like, "How long have you been there?" An hour.
That was.
I was like, "Why?" I said, "So perfectly still. Nobody can see me." And then he takes a bite of his sweet.
Yeah.
It's like, "We can see you."
So, so basically what happens, they find Thor. Thor goes to make another weapon for himself.
But that brings us to our first plot hole.
Oh yes, but just let me first.
This felt very video.
Yeah,
game-ish.
so basically they split up into different teams: Rocket Raccoon and Groot.
Thor.
This part
to
makes
meet
no
the
sense.
world's biggest dwarf.
Yes, they
now,
go.
Why did Gamora go with the people to meet Thanos? Why didn't Gamora go with Thor?
She said she knows where the Soul Stone is. She doesn't confess it yet, but she has information that she knows Thanos wants. So what does she do?
Why would she
get
risk
on a
this?
ship and go to him?
Yes.
Surely, if there's that kind of information, she should just have gone with Thor.
Yeah.
The thing they like
that makes
they
way
like
more
to,
sense.
They like to hide it behind the whole talk that Gamora had with Star-Lord, where it's like, listen, if he captures me, kill me, this, that.
So
and
she purposely gets captured?
So
suicidal?
So she knew that she was going to get captured, and Star-Lord wanted to...
Besides, what kind of question is that?
If she knew she was going to get captured, then kill yourself.
Don't worry if
Why
I get
force
captured.
your love?
I asked the man that I love and who loves me to shoot me in the head if I get captured. I'm sure that will work out fine.
I mean, the thing is, like, it is odd. She should have either stayed on the ship or gone with Thor, because if she knew where the Soul Stone was, by keeping
kill herself.
By keeping herself secret. Yeah, or kill herself.
Or kill herself.
By keeping herself secret, she would have, prevented the Soul Stone from ever getting into Thanos'
Because
hands.
we're actually, that would have solved the problem. She killed herself. Who would Thanos have sacrificed to get the stone?
Exactly.
Yeah, by the way, that also is the thing that I have quite an issue with. How Thanos gets the Soul Stone is pretty gay.
Yeah,
it's like
he sacrifices something he loves. Like
it's like
sure
I don't think
he sacrifices something that he loves, and he sacrifices Gamora, and I'm just like, what the?
I never felt that he loved her.
It's like this trope. Like, first of all, I never felt that he loved her, and secondly, I was just like, this trope again? Come on, like really? They couldn't have thought of anything better.
Although this is Disney.
Yeah, at least we finally found out what happened to Red Skull.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was
our left
field. I came out of nowhere. I was like, what?
It was like, really? Red Skull? And now he just knows everything? And he's here to guard the stone? Okay, he took the stone. Now what?
Yeah. It's like, so Thanos has the stone. Is Red Skull just still sitting there?
Yeah, does he still stand there? And now he has to tell everybody that comes there, now stone's gone now.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys. Too late.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of odd because, I don't know, it feels kind of a little bit like a cop-out. Because remember there was, Gamora said there was a map. There was a map that went to the Soul Stone.
And she burnt it.
And she burnt it. Meanwhile, so nobody in history found that map and loved anybody when going to that place and sacrificed them. I don't understand the logic. It's like...
Yeah, there's no backstory to...
Yeah, there's no logic.
Why the Soul Stone is there.
Yeah, the Soul Stone has been around since the Big Bang. That's the story that they say. And, like... So nobody came to get it? Ever?
There was a theory that... Remember at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Adam... that he was gonna have the Soul Stone, which makes sense because in the comics he also possessed the Soul Stone.
Yeah, that would have been cooler. They even alluded to that. They alluded to that at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
And that was the color they kept on using with the... I forget what the people are called in that ship that they were chasing.
Yes. I know, but
okay, when everything...
That makes the most sense. Why not have Adam have the fucking Soul Stone?
But that's just it. This division of the story continues to the very end of the movie. Yes. Thor goes off on a tangent with half of the Avengers and they fight a battle on Earth and the rest of them go to Titan to fight Thanos. So the main villain and his army are not even on the same planet when the big climax happens.
Yes. So that actually brings us to one of another, problem. Gaping problem that we have with the movie. They destroy Star-Lord's character, I think, in this movie.
Star-Lord was an asshole
Star-Lord
in this movie.
Star-Lord in the original two movies was he was a little bit of like, he was like a man-child, and he was funny, whiny. But he wasn't whiny, and he also wasn't stupid. Yeah. He wasn't stupid in the previous two movies.
Oh, he was retarded in this movie.
Yeah, in the previous two movies, he comes up with good plans, and like at the end of the second movie, he's willing to sacrifice himself to save. To kill his father, So it's like, okay, where's this Star-Lord? In this Star-Lord, he's a whiny,
in this Star-Lord, he costs half of the universe their life.
Yes.
Thanos was beaten. Yeah. I know people are probably going to try and say that, maybe they would not have been able to get the gauntlet off. I maintain, Thanos was beaten. That entire story where Doctor Strange has to give him the time stone because he looked into the future and that's the only way he could be beaten. Thanos was beaten. They were able to restrain him. The lady got onto his shoulders. She subdued his mind.
Some people are going to say that even if that plan succeeded, Thanos would have still won because Doctor Strange saw all the different possible futures.
Yeah. Okay, then explain this to me. If he had waited 5 more seconds, the gauntlet would have been off.
That is true.
How exactly would Thanos still have been beaten? It means, how many stones did he have at that point? 4, I think. The Time Stone was the 5th one.
Yes.
So, it would have been half of the Avengers with 4 Infinity Stones versus 1 Thanos, no Infinity Stones.
And how many times can he use a Time Stone? For all we know, he can just keep on using it. Like, it's like a video game. You can replay.
But nobody even fucking uses an Infinity Stone against Thanos once.
Yeah, that's
I know. Like,
that's a strange part. Doctor Strange. Okay, let's say he saw these 14 million and what is it, 14 million and 5 or something.
I would get
different timelines.
Yeah, but there's an infinite amount of.
Yes, and he said that they win.
That's
He said that they win in 1. Now that's fine and everything, but if you can rewind time, which he can do. He proved it in the first movie. That's how he beats that guy. Remember?
Or pause time. Yeah. Pause him. I am relatively convinced that you cannot use... Okay, my knowledge of the comic books are not that good. I'll have to ask one of my friends that knows this much better to verify this, but I'm pretty sure 1 Infinity Stone cannot override the power of another one.
I believe 1 could trick another one.
Yeah, all he had to do was freeze Thanos in time, take the gauntlet off.
In the comic, Thanos uses his wits. Thanos is very smart in the comics, and he uses his wits to outsmart the people who are.
But he can never
the stones.
He can never outpower them. He doesn't use 1 Infinity Stone to overpower another Infinity Stone. But he outsmarts them.
But the thing is, he does sometimes use Infinity Stones to trick the people who carry those Infinity Stones.
Yes, but the trick of the mind is not the same as overpowering.
Like, for instance, I think how he got the... If I'm not 100% sure, I haven't read the comic in a while. I think he used the Reality Stone to get the Time Stone, if I'm not mistaken.
Because even if you can pause time, if reality is different,
so I think
what can you do?
So the thing is,
but he was restrained. He didn't have access to any of his stones at that point.
No, look, I think it's a bit of a cop out. Like,
but if it's not, what if it's not the real him though?
The whole Doctor Strange thing, seeing all of the different timelines and everything, and then him saying it was the only way for them to win if Thanos actually wins. Yeah, which basically is like sequel baiting at its extreme.
Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna be though. Like,
the thing is, like,
they're gonna beat Thanos and everybody comes back. That's why I maintain.
How are they gonna beat Thanos though?
The thing is, okay, you want to know how they're gonna beat Thanos? Because in the comics, Captain Marvel teams up with Earth's heroes and stuff, and then they beat.
Oh yeah, because they alluded to Captain.
But where the fuck was Captain Marvel all this time?
In the end credits scene. In the end credits
with Nick Fury.
Before what's his name again?
Nick Fury.
Yeah, dies. Nick Fury. Before Nick Fury dies, he sends a message to Captain Marvel, alluding to Captain Marvel being.
But where was she this entire time?
Like that's the thing that's bugging me quite a lot. Is that this is not like a lot of people say that she was off world. This is a universe-wide issue. This isn't a problem just with Earth.
No,
Thanos wants to wipe out
half the universe.
Yeah, he wants to wipe out half the universe. Where the fuck is she? Also, what if she was one of those people
who gets killed?
So this is it's such a cop-out. It's like, so she was lucky. She's lucky enough.
Yeah, she has a 50-50 chance of not being killed. Meanwhile, and I'm going to keep saying this until the day I die, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Star-Lord had to wait 5 fucking seconds to get the gauntlet off. Thanos beaten. Time Stone to get his girlfriend back. Thanos defeated. Heroes win. Everybody gets a shawarma.
Do you think one of those realities that Doctor Strange saw with Thor went for the head?
Oh god.
No, okay, so yeah, that actually is another issue.
Yeah.
When Thor, he throws what is it?
His axe.
Stormbringer or whatever.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. He throws it at Thanos, and then Thanos actually points out a good point here. He says, "You should have gone for the head."
But
head.
Thanos...
Then he flicks his fingers,
and half the eyes.
And half the universe
But Thanos
dies.
does that constantly. Thanos points out the plot holes in his own movie.
I can't wait to see the cinema sins for this.
Yeah, when
Thanos should work for cinema sins.
Yeah, when he beats Doctor Strange, he says, "You didn't use your strongest weapon against me once." When Thor stabs him in the chest, he says, "You should have gone for the head." He tells people the plot holes. But
this is a
pointing out your own
PG-13
plot
movie.
holes does not mean they fall away.
You can't go rated R.
Yeah, also, another thing that I don't understand is, like, okay, I don't know about you guys, but if I was the Sorcerer Supreme, if I was Doctor Strange, and I had the opportunity, if I had his magical power to send the stone into an alternate reality, yeah, I would do that, and then I'd probably die, but at least I'd die a hero. Because, like, you know, I don't understand when this is a superhero movie and the heroes are not willing to die for their cause. That's
Spider-Man's crying as he dies.
The thing is, like, okay,
Spider-Man's such a little bitch. It's like, I don't want to die. Save me,
and then I go, I don't want to die. That's okay, you won't. You'll come back in the next...
you have at least another movie
it's so
left.
Blatantly obvious that they're going to bring everybody
back. But that's what pisses me off. I don't know if I'm the only one that gets pissed off by this. But
this makes sense, though.
In the last...
Because, alright, continue. I'll mention
Yeah, in the last several minutes of the movie, there's this solemn music and the slow pacing and everybody crying and weeping as everybody slowly turns to ash. And I go, oh, for fuck's sake. What a song and dance routine for what we know is not true. I don't feel bad when I know death isn't permanent. Learn this fucking lesson.
The thing that's an issue is that if they wanted to really nail it home, they should have had all of the heroes that have had a third movie, the ones which have actually been on record saying that they might be retiring from the Marvel Universe soon, make them disappear and make them disappear.
That would have been too obvious.
The thing is, it would have been obvious, but at least it would have had a more impactful thing, because then people would have been like, oh shit, maybe they're not.
Or at least some of them. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, at least some of them, like, at least then it would have been, okay, maybe they're actually not going to come back. But here it's like,
it's Spider-Man,
Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man, all who have had one movie.
You're telling me Black Panther, one of the highest grossing Marvel movies.
Yeah, Black Panther
is like, really? Yeah, you're not going to bring him back, of course.
Kill Loki. Loki's fucking coming back.
Yeah.
Everybody adores Loki. He's coming back. All of them are. And that's why during this entire scene, I go, you're trying to make me feel bad. It's not working. No, but everybody's dead. No, they're not. Seriously, they're all just dead. They're ash now. No, they're not. I mean, we don't know if we'll ever see them again. Yes, we fucking will. Don't try to bullshit me.
Oh, by the way,
I wanted to mention, it kind of makes sense how they're going to make a Venom movie now that Spider-Man's not around. Like, Venom can have his own movie without Spider-Man.
I mean, look, but the thing is,
interesting.
All of these movies now that are coming before Part 2 have to take place before Part 1. Because how the fuck are they going to explain half the world going away?
Well, I guess Venom can explain it.
But that's just it.
Somehow,
Every movie between now and Part 2 is meaningless. Because everything is going to get reset.
No, the thing is that what I'm telling you now, all these movies are going to be set up before Part 1. Captain Marvel, the first Captain Marvel movie that's coming out, which they're going to, I think, release before Part 2, is coming out is set in the 90s.
So every movie we see is going to have an ending scene where they see everybody turn to ash.
Okay, in terms of
I think Ant-Man might happen in the future, because he's at house arrest right now.
The thing is, Ant's... I don't know how they're going to...
Because he'll probably get off house arrest.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to explain that. Like, I don't. It just feels like it's such a cop out. Because, like, yes.
Yeah, where's Ant-Man? Where's Captain Marvel? Oh, Captain Marvel's on a different planet. Ant-Man's under house arrest. Okay, bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. But okay.
I mean, look. It's just there's just these big niggling issues that could have been sorted out quite easily. You know, like. If like for instance Thanos used, because at that point he had the Reality Stone. If Doctor Strange used the Time Stone against Thanos, and Thanos used the Reality Stone to counteract the power of the Time Stone,
or to trick him,
at least, that would have been so much cooler. That would have been a great harken back to the comics, where
rather than Thanos is defeated and a whiny little bitch causes him to break free.
Yes.
I can't wait to see the deleted scenes from this movie. Do you think Captain Marvel might appear?
God, I don't know.
Like as a cameo or something?
Like overall...
Okay, definitely not Captain Marvel, but maybe Ant-Man might have a cameo.
Yeah, I think he might.
But guys, you know what? I think I've noticed as well. This movie, none of these superheroes really use the full extent of their powers.
Yeah, nobody went full out.
Loki never uses his powers in the beginning scene against Thanos.
Yeah, he doesn't try to trick.
He tries to use some of his powers, but not like.
Yeah, but he doesn't go full. He doesn't go full out like he
or
did.
try to use the stone against Thanos. At this point, he has one stone.
Black Panther didn't use his vibranium suit to like absorb like shit and knock it back. You can say the only one who tried to go full out at the
only some of the Wakandan tribes were in the battle.
Because he got a new weapon.
Only some of the Wakandan tribes were in that.
Where was the one with the ring?
He lists the border tribes.
That was my favorite character.
I mean, look, I will say one thing. Ironically, the people who don't have powers went full out. Yeah. They're the only ones who went full out. That is one thing I can
Thor
say.
A little bit, except he didn't go for the head. That's the only part he didn't go full out.
Yeah, like
he got a new weapon.
He got a new weapon, and when he got the new weapon, he went full out. But even then, he didn't go for the head, which is like, why not go for the head? Like, you have
Iron Man didn't go full out.
Iron Man didn't go full out. Doctor Strange didn't go full out. Spider-Man didn't go full out.
Vision didn't do fuck all.
Vision didn't do fuck all.
The entire movie, he's
kind of a little bit, but Vision, like I feel like she could do more.
I don't understand. Like, I guess the only person who used their powers quite well was like you said, Scarlet Witch. She could have done more though. You're right.
Yeah.
She could have done more.
They stick her in the tower and say, if the battle fails, kill him. Oh, by the way, the battle's not going well. Can you come down here?
I just there's a lot of things that's also, why did they have to open up the shield to prevent them from going around?
But that's what I pointed out. Where's the rest of Wakanda's army? He lists as the border tribes, the King's Guard, and a few of his commanders.
Where the rhinos at?
Where the fuck's the rest of Wakanda's army? Yeah. He says, no, they're only here, they can get flanked. Well, where's the rest of the fucking army?
Where did that guy come from? The guy who attacked Vision when he was getting the stone removed. How the fuck did he get inside?
Yeah.
When? How? They don't explain it. He's just there. It's like, okay, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
I'm here. I'm happy. Sure. I'm gonna kill everybody. Woohoo!
Like this.
No, you're not.
And I'm like, why would you open up the one defense you have? Send the heroes out of the fucking. Why not? Because remember at the beginning.
I mean, in the end, it didn't matter because they went underground, underneath the force field.
They did go underneath the force field, but they should have started with that. Why the whole subplot of open the shield when I give my mark? What?
Why this?
What? Like
this bizarre subplot that if enough things try to push against the shield, they can break through.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. So it can survive a ship being launched from space straight
directly onto it, but too many things pushing against it, one or two things breaks through.
Yes.
Bullshit.
Also, you have I forget his name. Rhodey? Is it Rhodey? The guy who has the other Iron Man suit.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Why?
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. Yes, War Machine. That's the name I wanted. Like, so why didn't he can fly over the? And he has those guns and stuff.
Fly outside.
That can shoot like 1,000 bullets a minute or
fly
something.
outside, shoot them.
But
around
here's
the
one
perimeter.
plot thread that I really want to know the conclusion to. Did Rocket Raccoon get Bucky's arm?
Oh yeah.
Because he's like, how much for the gun?
Totally
it's not for sale.
Arm.
How much for the arm? And he just runs off. I'm getting that arm.
Actually, now that I
Did
think
he get
about
the
it,
arm?
now that I think about it, why the fuck did what's his name again? Bucky disappear with his arm?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Well, okay, it's not that weird. Everyone else disappears with their clothes. So
I guess, but
so he doesn't.
I mean,
Raccoon doesn't get the arm.
Wouldn't it have been like not funnier, but like a sort of solemn thing, like at least a little bit? The arm falls, and then Rocket Raccoon like picks it up, and he's sad.
He's like, picks it up. Get the arm.
that would have been lame.
Yeah, but
I mean, look, it would have been better than what we got. What we got at the end was also fucking lame. Like the entire ending was fucking lame. There was no emotional impact because we know everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
But all right, should we do our final thoughts?
Yeah. All right, let's do final thoughts. So, guys, overall, what do you think?
Well, I don't like the fact that Thor never cleaned the eye he got.
Oh yeah,
that was funny. They implied it was up the
it was up the Raccoon's ass. God, that's still funny. But yeah, my final thoughts. It's 2.5 hours to the most disappointing climax I've seen in recent.
In a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a gotcha moment. It's supposed to be this amazing, epic climax, and when it ends, I go, fucks. So I know what's going to happen in this movie. Captain Marvel comes, the rest of the Avengers joins, they defeat Thanos, universe reset, everybody comes back. Fuck you, Disney.
You want to know what I think the thing that pisses me off a little bit about this is that they did a bait and switch. They said that there was only going to be one Infinity War, which is obviously not true. The directors said back in the day that there was only going to be one Infinity War. They're not making a part 2, which is complete bullshit. Like, of course there's gonna be a part 2. You even allude to a part 2 with Captain Marvel, with being called by calling Captain Marvel.
Even if they don't call it Infinity War, everyone's gonna just call it part 2 of Infinity War.
This is a common theme with Marvel where they trick the consumer. Like they tricked in the trailer. Remember the trailer? Thanos only had 2 Infinity Stones when Captain America grabbed him, but in the movie he actually had like 5 at that time, or 4 or 5. And they did that with Thor Ragnarok. They had a scene of Thor in the movie, but when they show Thor in the movie, his eye is out at that point. So like they add stuff later. They say Captain Marvel was going to be in this movie. She wasn't. Like, they trick the consumer into like thinking something's gonna happen, but it's not. Like, this is a common theme.
Yes, but you can't trick us.
It's not as bad as Star Wars, though.
You can't trick us into thinking something, then give us something worse. Captain Marvel is gonna be in this movie. No, she isn't. Gotcha. Yeah. Fuck you. That's not a good.
I will say one.
I'm tired of these gotcha moments.
I will give them one thing though, is that I wasn't expecting the movie to end like that. I was like,
it's not a good ending.
It's not a good ending. I just wasn't expecting it to end like that. Which is, I don't know if it's praise or not. It's just,
well, the ending is unexpected, but now the next movie is expected.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
One surprise, and now we know exactly what's going to happen.
But what if it's like at the end, like they have to sacrifice themselves in order to bring the other people back?
Man, like, you know what they're gonna do?
I feel like that's gonna happen because they don't want to do more movies, right?
Yeah, look. Do you want to know what they're gonna do? They're gonna have a character that they don't want to milk, stories and movies out of. and they're going to make that character sacrifice
so
themselves.
Iron Man maybe can die.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Thor, all of them are going to sacrifice.
Yeah,
So
look,
it's probably
I
going to be
wouldn't-
Iron Man. My money's on Iron Man that finally
My
dies.
money is on Thor. I have a feeling that it's going
Thor's
to
going to sacrifice himself to bring back Loki.
Yeah, Thor's going to sacrifice himself to bring back everybody. I really feel that's what's going to happen.
Know.
Because
I feel like in this movie they're more alluding with the whole argument Pepper and Iron Man had with each other that Iron Man's going to
I feel like it's going to be Thor because of the alluding that they did with his character. Remember where he says, "I have nothing else to lose," this, that.
But Iron Man keeps going, "I'm sorry, I have to do this."
This is Disney.
Yeah, everybody's died in his family.
This is Disney. They're not going to kill Iron Man when Iron Man just said that he wants to have a baby with Pepper. They're going to kill Thor, the guy who has nothing, everybody who he knows has been killed, and he just wants to bring everybody back. It's going to be Thor, I'm telling you.
So Thor and Batista never get together.
Oh, yeah. that was pretty odd.
That was awkward.
That was pretty odd because Batista, he had a wife and child. And he's like,
my God, this man's handsome.
He's just being objective, though.
I mean, he is being objective, and his race is one of those. He is from a race where they say what they think, and they don't like. So I mean, okay, it was funny though. I will say that much. It was different.
But okay.
So all right, I guess that brings us to the end of our final thoughts, guys. Anything else you guys want to say? Is that it?
That's it for me.
No, I think I've said everything I need to say. Fuck Star-Lord. Fucking...
I thought he was going to say fuck Star Wars.
No, fuck Star Wars in general, but fuck Star-Lord.
Yeah.
God, what an asshole.
Yeah, they ruined his character in this movie. They really did. But alright, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you for all the support and listening to 3 Grown-Ass Men Complaining. We hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And please consider supporting us on Patreon. If you want to receive updates on our channel, as well as when we release our videos, please join us on Facebook and Twitter. Enjoy, and we'll see you all next time.